speaking of Broadway's best performers, now, you know, I don't know if this is only me, and I hope it's not. When I wake up in the morning and I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, awesome! Like, I feel like I'm so good looking. And I'm so thrilled to see myself, and the whole thing is just really coming together. And it's only over the course of the day that I'm like, oh, it's not that great. It's fine. I'm not ashamed of my looks, believe me. I'm a married person, so back off. But in the morning, I just get up and I look in the mirror and I imagine that, oh, yeah. And what I've realized over the last 2 days, well, what I'm imagining I look like is Kyle Dean Massey. And so here he is, our next normal wicked, Kyle Dean Massey. He's taking his time, man. Oh, man. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like as the craptacular surrogate, I have to do this. I don't find you attractive. Okay, I do. What do you want from me? Kyle, how are you, man?
Pretty good.
Great to see you.
And you.
Cool. What? What's the first Broadway show you ever saw?
Oh, it was the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
Dude, I saw that on tour. I liked that show.
It was the Scarlet Pimpernel, and I grew up in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and strangely, I was like touring colleges in the Northeast, and we stopped in New York for one day, and we saw this show, and I hear behind me, Kyle Dean! Kyle Dean! And it was Matt Cavanaugh, who, I don't know if y'all know him, but he's like kind of famous Broadway guy, and we grew up together in Arkansas, and he just happened to be there as well, which is completely random.
That's wild.
But that was my first Broadway
I like that show a lot.
Yeah, sure.
Kyle Dean Massey!
Okay, hey. So I wish I was going to be as polished as everyone else, but here you go. Here's my shitty story. I'm in Wicked, and I have been for quite some time. And, oh, don't worry, I've come and gone. But this story is going to be about my first time playing Fiyero. Just so you know. Now, there's a little bit of a setup. Okay, so anyway, so I'm on the road in Columbus, Ohio. And has anyone not seen Wicked? Okay, well, spoiler alert, she flies the end back to one. There's like this piece of machinery thing that she kind of, you can ask Julie later. You get into it, it closes up around you, and I think it's pneumatic, right? Isn't that what you call something that's like pressurized oil, right? Air? Okay, whatever's the one with oil in it. This thing had like tons of oil, this machine, because it exploded on our stage. And it left this huge black ring in the center of the stage that you could not miss. So their genius way of fixing this was that they were going to restain the entire deck like black so that you couldn't see the oil spill. And they did it like on our day off. So we get back on Tuesday, and what do you know? It's still wet. And it's quite tacky, actually. And the stage is filled with all these like metal tracks and other things like that, and there's lots of fog in the show, and it would kind of puddle because the deck had just been restained, almost like you would treat a deck at your house or something. It was just puddles of water on the stage. So parts of it were sticky, and then right next to it was very slippery. Okay, so keep that in your mind. Okay, so I had just joined the show, and they really rushed me to get into the show, and as it turned out, the guy I started as an understudy, and the guy that was playing Fiyero was taking vacation, and you know, we never miss the guys that play Fiyero. So it's really rare that the guys get to go on, and so they really wanted to give me a show or two. So they like hurried me through rehearsals. I mean, I was rehearsing Fiyero before I think I even went into the show in my ensemble track. And so they finally tell me, we're gonna give you 2 shows. The other understudy, he's gonna get 6. We're gonna give you 2. And so here I am, like feeling like I've got all this, you know, something to prove. And so I get to my first show playing Fiyero, July 1st, 2007. I wrote that on many accident reports. So there's this part in the show where I steal this lion cub, the cub that grows up to be the cowardly lion. If you didn't get that in the show, it's okay, my mother still doesn't get it. So you take the cub, and you're like, are you coming? and you run off stage. And then on the tour, because there's no staircase like there is on Broadway, you just run back on stage. And so we were running back on stage, and you're always directed to be like, really out of breath, like what? Like you've been running for a mile or something. And so having something to prove, I was like, I'm really gonna go for it. So I ran in as fast as I could, and what do you know? I slipped and fell, and totally face planted. I mean, like, it was a really, really bad fall. The kind of fall where, like, 3,500 people in the Ohio Theater in Columbus, Ohio go, like that. And my face is literally level with the conductor. He's laughing at me. And this cade's just a prop that I'm holding. The whole thing broke into, like, a million pieces. There's, like, a black cover that goes over it so you can't tell that it's just a puppet. Like you didn't know. And the black cover comes off and you see like the dead lion in there. And like the bottom door that's like hanging open where obviously the arm goes in. And you know, the first line that the green girl says is, "Careful, don't shake him." And I'm literally lying there on the ground looking at this like wreckage. And I mean, I couldn't think of anything else to say but the line, which is just, I'm not. So somehow we just kept doing the scene, we did it. I like hobbled off stage, and they called the PT guy down, and I mean, I thought I'd broken my ankle. I mean, it was a really, really bad fall. I heard something snap. As it turned out, I just had a high ankle sprain. I was still out of the show for 3 weeks after that, but they were like, "Do you want us to put the other cover on?" I was like, "No, I'm going to finish." And so I did, and it still pops to this day because of it, I think. But I was out of the show and on tour, and shall we show them the photo? So that was me in my motor scooter that they gave me. It's wicked, full production. There's no seat of shit here, okay? But crutches. So yeah, that was me for about 3 weeks. Horrifying. The True Religion boot cut, I mean, right? So yeah, so as I was hobbling off stage, nearly in tears, this is, oh, and do you know what? Hey, so I've been doing the show for like thousands of performances, but I cannot remember these words. Would you just like be on book for me? Thanks. Just don't swipe. Okay. You got them? Okay, good. Hands touch, eyes meet, silence, sudden heat, hearts leap in a giddy world. He could be that one. start wishing only wounds the